And the new Meadowlands, the Big M welcomes 2011 Dash King, the man who won the most races of any other harness driver in North America last year, Dan Noble. It's great to have you here.
Thanks. It's a pleasure being here, and I'm really excited to be here to drive.
Well, listen, we had a nice chat earlier in the week. Of course, we did a nice write-up for you on our website. Tell us where you're from. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what it was like growing up as the son of Ohio Hall of Famer Chip Noble.
I'm from Xenia, Ohio, and growing up being around a great horseman like my father, it wasn't easy. There was a lot of hard work there, a lot of groundwork.
Did he put you right to work right away, or?
Put me right to work. I was about 8 years old. I'll never forget it. I was jogging and training with him. And then from there on, I started when I was about 12, 13. I was his second trainer in the barn after school. Did
you ever get a chance to rub or jog Nobleland Sam? I remember when he won the Confederation Cup, all sorts of major stakes for him.
No, I never got a chance to ever jog or train him or rub on him.
Right. Well, anyway, you mentioned you wanted something to fall back on just in case this driving career didn't work out. And you spent about a month in college or university, and then you went to diesel mechanic school?
Yes, I actually went to Nashville, Tennessee, and I went down there for about 2 or 3 weeks for college, and it didn't quite work out for me. So I decided to come home and went on with my driving career.
Now, you got your first drive where? At Lebanon?
At Lebanon Raceway.
Now, we talked just prior to coming on tonight. You won that drive, right? But there's a little story behind it.
Yeah, it was a pretty rainy night, really sloppy. Had never been in the mud, and I was 90-1, and things just worked out. I ended up
90-1 there, all the way, wire to wire.
Wire to wire.
Easy game, right?
It was an easy game.
Well, you had a chance to fulfill a dream of yours in the 2010 Little Brown Jug. Got a chance to drive Doc's Yankee.
Yes, that was a real privilege. He was a pretty nice little Ohio-bred horse, and I ended up working out a great trip following one of the favorites in there, and we made the final. We ended up third, and when we got to the final leg, we ended up drawing the 8-hole, and things just didn't work out from there.
Well, you also won a $300,000 Kentucky Sire Stakes final with Joe's Miss Daisy. Unfortunately, things didn't work out for her.
No, things didn't work out for her for a 3-year-old year, but she was quite a pleasure to drive as a 2-year-old filly. She was very strong and had a lot of ability.
2011, last year, your breakout year, and you won a ton of races. You won the driving title at several tracks, but Northfield Park was the track that kind of put you on the map, right?
Northfield Park, they really helped me out. They really put a lot of publicity out, simulcast-wise, and the trainers were great to me, and the owners were good, and had a lot of live mounts.
And where else did you win titles, and where else did you have success?
I had a lot of success at SCIOTO Downs and the Red Mile, as well as Lebanon. A lot more success there at the Red Mile.
And the Oshawa chapter in Ohio awarded you with the Winner's Circle Award in 2011. 773 wins. That's astounding. That's tremendous.
I really didn't know that I was actually going to win that title. Halfway through the year, right around September, I thought I had a shot at it. I didn't realize how much hard work the other good drivers.
How about George Brennan, the guy you were going neck and neck with, right?
Yes, they have a lot more opportunities to go to different tracks to accomplish that. It was a big grind for me.
All right, and you won a couple of Kentucky Sire Stakes as well at the Red Mile. You did well there, and Northern Miss Hall is the first roll-in we'll look at here. You won both in the same day, September 11th, 2011. Let's start with Northern Miss Hall. Was a 2-year-old trotting filly here. What are you thinking at this point?
At this point in the race, I knew she was a winner. I'd never really extended this filly through the whole meet, and she was just an amazing animal, has a lot of talent, and looking forward to her this year.
When's she coming back?
I believe she'll be qualifying here in another month, and has some stake races in Canada to go to.
Okay, keep our eye on Northern Miss Hall. How about Adagio won the second division for you, or final, I should say, for $250,000 that day. A 7-1 upset for Stacy Ruddick here in 157. Looked like a stalking trip. Can you remember this race?
Yeah, I remember this race. I knew I had to map it out a little bit and save her. She really was not one of the top fillies, and it was amazing that she won the final. They were early on after the first leg. They were going to put her on an Amish truck. And I won the non-winners of a race with her, and I talked the owner and Stacy into keeping her, and I told her she could compete with the sire stake fillies, and she ended up winning the final.
Terrific stuff. Great story there. You've driven a lot. Well, first of all, you drove, 3 years in Illinois as well, right?
Yes. It was great living in Illinois. It taught me a lot how to drive on a big track. I worked for a great guy, Mac Racing, and it was a lot of hard work for 3 years, and then I decided to come home.
Now, you've driven a lot, of course, on the smaller tracks, making speed. How is that going to help you here at the Meadowlands, or are you going to have to adjust?
I'm going to have to adjust just a little bit, be a little more patient. But as far as racing, the speed part, I believe it's going to hold up longer here compared to a half-mile track, which I'm used to.
Now, I know you're dying to get to the back paddock, talk to the trainers. Do you read the program at all? How are you going to map out your strategy tonight? Or just talk to the trainers and see what happens scoring down?
I want to talk to the trainers and then see what happens scoring down and how the race unfolds early and go from there.
All right, fair enough. Tell us about your current plans. What are your current schedule? How you going to race here on weekends?
Right now I'm going to be here on Fridays and Saturdays. I'll be at the Meadows in PA on Monday, Tuesdays, and Buffalo, Hamburg, New York on Wednesdays.
What's about a 6-hour drive from your house or
it's
something?
It's a 6-hour drive there from my house and 10 hours
now,
here.
You need somebody to keep everything organized. That's your girlfriend, Stephanie Morris, and also you have a 2-year-old son, Braxton. He likes sports, right?
Yes, he loves sports, and Stephanie, she does a heck of a job taking care of me and keeping up with all the paperwork.
Now, I noted that your colors, I thought you were Dave Miller coming down the stairs here. Why the colors? There's a connection here with Dave Miller, right?
Yeah, Dave's been a great friend of the family for years. His wife, Misty, and I really look up to David Miller. He's quite an idol for me.
Well, it's quite a tribute to him.
I decided I'd go with his colors.
Terrific stuff. Well, you're doing him proud, certainly. Peter Pellegrino, that was a trainer in Florida that you hooked up there and won a few races for him?
Yes, and Pete's a great guy. I'm glad that I got a connection with him right now, and hopefully we can take things a little further.
You got a shot tonight in that Night Styles final to Say Bella, who you, I believe, might have broke her maiden last year, or you drove her last year, so you might be a little familiar with the horse.
I might be a little familiar. I really don't remember driving her last year. I'm sure as soon as I score down, I'll remember the filly, and we'll go from there and see what happens.
Well, Dan Noble, thanks for joining us tonight. Congratulations on a great accomplishment as the Dash King last year. We're very proud to have you here. Best of luck and enjoy yourself here at the Meadowlands. Up next, we've got Wendy Ross, our weekly awards, plus a preview of tonight's Night Styles final. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
All right, we'll be back right after this.